for last year in terms of the relegation. I think something that's really, really difficult to sort of turn around and to sort of take the sort of trajectory of the club in a sort of forward momentum. So that's always going to be tough. But I think credit to the players, credit to the fans, credit to everybody at the club. We've managed to do that, and now we find ourselves where we've got a 50-50 chance to get back into the Premier League, and it literally is 90 minutes away from being back where we all want to be. So I'm really pleased for everybody.
Let's have a chat about the game. First half, obviously, both sides a little bit nervy. We found it difficult to get into our stride for a little time, didn't we?
Yeah, I think as fans, I think you find it more difficult than we do. If I'm being honest, I think you could sense the agitation in the first half, because all I could hear was get the ball down. But I can assure you, it's extremely difficult when you've got a team of sort of 6 foot plus trying to kick you. So I think the sort of more the game wore on, it was important the players stuck to the game plan, because ultimately we've got a plan in place where it's going to try and get us there in the end. Whereas as fans, you want us to be 3-0 up at 10 minutes gone. So yeah, I think if you go too gung ho, it's going to cost you ultimately. And I think the fact that the way we set up and the personnel that we put in was the reason why we were patient and we picked them off when we needed to. And ultimately, I thought our quality of player told in the end. And like I say, it doesn't really matter how you get there. Although I thought the second half was excellent in terms of performance-wise. But if we're all being honest, over 2 legs, providing you get there, that was ultimately the goal, and we managed to get there, and deservedly so. So I think we thoroughly deserved it.
Oh, absolutely. There's a question I'm going to ask you. I always ask it to the players, because we do have to seem to have good second halves very often. And I often say, what do the managers say at half time? And they very often say things like, yeah, he just had a nice discussion with us and things like that. So, Alex, what did you say at half time?
If I'm being honest, on this occasion, I says, don't get carried away, don't listen to the fans. And to be honest, that's the honest truth. I did actually say that to them. So it was just a case of, listen, keep playing, keep being patient. We don't want to force it into areas where it doesn't need to go. And sometimes we're going to have to turn it, because the way they want us to do is try and play it for the back so they can nick it high up the pitch and ultimately punish us. But we can't get roped into that. And once the game opens up and spreads, then our better players will sort of make the difference. And that was ultimately the case. But it was just a case of being calm. Everything's going fine, you don't need to worry. That's exactly how I sort of had the game in my brain going forward. And ultimately, it panned out exactly as I thought it would have done.
Now, onto the goals, and obviously tremendously crafted chance which made the handball and the sending off, which obviously affected the game big time, but a lot of pressure on Wes to put that penalty away.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I wasn't confident. No, the reason why, well, I'm just worried he couldn't reach the wee man, you know, in terms of swinging that leg. But no, he's fantastic. We all know what a quality player he is. But I wouldn't say sort of shooting's his biggest strength. But yeah, really pleased for him. The one thing I will say, really sort of happy for him that he showed that composure to take it on himself and take the ball, and that takes a lot of bottle to do that. So.
Of course, really pleased for Nathan Redmond. He's found goals a little bit difficult to come by this season, but he hit that so well underneath the keeper, and it's so pleasing for everybody.
Yeah, I think Nathan, obviously, he's been playing the last sort of 4 or 5 matches up until that point. He sort of dropped out of the squad for a wee bit, because I thought his performance levels sort of dipped. But we'll be doing a lot of work with him. I think we're trying to make him a more rounded player in terms of coming in off the line rather than just being an out-and-out winger. And I think goals and assists were something he had to add to his game, and all credit to him. Because ultimately he's the guy that's got all the tools. I just try and advise him the best way to use them, and I thought we've seen evidence of that today. But like I say, it's all credit to him. I thought it was fantastic second half.
And then on to Big Cam. I mean, he's battled away all game. He took a bit of a knock. You know, I didn't know whether he was going to stay on or not. I don't know how bad it was, but battled away. So much power, so much pace. and a very deft touch to take that goal.
Yeah, delighted for Cameron. You know, I think obviously I've opted to sort of play the one up through the middle, which I think Cameron would probably like to play in a two. However, I think it best suits the group, and I think what it allows us to do is control the ball and hopefully control the game. And I think with that power of pace, as you say, the one thing he has got is he's blisteringly quick, he's strong, and he performs as he performs today. He's a handful for anyone, you know. And I thought second half he ran them ragged in terms of running channels and running across, and his hold-up play has improved considerably as well. So really, really pleased with him. Great for him to get his goal, and all the hard work that we managed to put in this week's paid off.
You've given us every chance, haven't you, now, of getting back, as you said, take it back to the start, where we all want to be, back in the Premier League. We're with you. We're going to be there. We're going to support, aren't we, guys? Yeah. And we wish you all the very best. We'll be there for you. Alex Neil, thank you very much for taking it. Alex Neil!
Hanging on his every word.
Well, he is a genius.
There are many managers who've got 75